Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen pit the lone Robin against Killer Croc after the villain kidnaps Batman, forcing Dick Grayson to finally succumb to the dark and become the hero he knew he can be. Jeff Lemire concludes his utterly fantastic 3-issue origin series of Dick Grayson's Robin, breathing completely new life into the character and his time as Robin. I thoroughly enjoyed just how deep Jeff went with exploring Dick's frame of mind as the young hero and how much like Bruce, he desperately wants to fall and tap into that darkness and let it fuel him, but unlike Bruce, Dick has so many people around him to help remind him that he doesn't need to do that and he doesn't need to be like Batman. Alfred's role as a type of guiding light for him and a father figure to him was really quite great, and the dynamic of an Alfred who can call Bruce Wayne out on his shit is excellent and something we really need to see more of. I'm so glad Jeff was able to stick the landing on this series since, as I said in my last review, it's now up there with Batman Year One as a definitive origin story for a member of the Bat family. Dustin Nguyen's signature watercolor-based artwork again just elevates Jeff's already amazing script to new heights, capturing Dick's dilemma really well and selling his Robin as a light amongst Gotham City's darkness really well. Robin and Batman issue 3 was a flawless conclusion to a character-defining coming-of-age origin story, perfectly capturing Dick Grayson's early years as Robin and exploring the boy's journey to becoming his own hero on his own terms. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10. Robin and Batman issue 3 finds Dick telling himself that he can't be afraid of the dark, since being scared is for kids, and ever since his parents died and he met Bruce, he's tried not to let the darkness pull him down and it's been exhausting him, but now he knows it's easier to just give in to it and to stop struggling, since it's not so bad. Dick knows that he thought that he would lose himself and in turn lose sight of his parents, but that didn't happen, and if you just let go, you will find out who you really are. Robin and Batman meanwhile beat their way through Killer Croc's men, taking down the goons as Batman tells Robin to remember the whole picture. The boy does, taking down a thug behind Batman, wondering if he remembers to take it in as well. Bruce reminds him not to get cocky, finding Dick remembered to leave one conscious so they can interrogate him. Man cries out in pain as his arm is broken by Dick, and Dick breaks his nose soon after, demanding to know where Croc is. Dick beats the man mercilessly as Batman stops the boy from doing any more. Later on back at the mansion, Alfred finds Dick's bloodied costume, washing it as he becomes worried for the boy. Later, Alfred tells Dick that he washed the costume, hoping his school clothes won't be as difficult to clean. Dick remembers that he has school today, but wants to skip since they are so close to getting Killer Croc and he wants to get to work on the soil samples they got from the thug's boots. Alfred thinks that can wait until after school, hoping that Bruce will back him up, but Bruce wants the boy to stay home since it's more important that he learn what he has to teach him. Alfred reminds him that the headmaster already called Bruce out on his parenting skills and they need to keep up appearances and resemble some sort of normal family, but Bruce knows they aren't normal and Dick is special. Alfred throws the Robin costume at Bruce, telling him that Dick can be special after school, and the next time the costume ends up bloody, Bruce can clean it himself. Alfred storms off as Bruce tells the boy to get ready for school, not wanting to hear any of Dick's protests. Dick knows it's not fair and Bruce tells him that nothing is, and he's already learning that. Later on at Gotham Academy, Dick finds himself second guessing everything and maybe being Robin was a mistake, siding out how even the costume is something a little kid would wear, thinking that he should have made it more darker. Soon another student asks if Dick is okay, thinking that he's playing Dungeons and Dragons since Dick has been sketching out lizard monsters non-stop on his notebook. Dick remembers the sketches but tells the boy he's never played the game, asks if maybe he wants to join their group since they play every Wednesday after school. Dick knows he can't, insisting he can't play despite the boy knowing that they could always change days to accommodate him. The class soon begins, but the teacher is interrupted by the school's PA system, which has been taken over by Killer Croc, who has arrived at the school, demanding that the Robin show himself, otherwise he'll start breaking people, beginning with the principal, and if that doesn't work, maybe he'll just tell everyone who Robin really is. Dick knows that he needs to go, feigning a bomb threat to get everyone out of the classroom and into a panic so he can sneak away, using a scarf as a makeshift mask to confront Croc. Waylon gives chase, knowing that even without the costume he recognizes the boy's eyes, knowing they look exactly like his father's. He catches Dick, throwing him against the wall as Batman crashes through the window. Croc anticipated this, so when Batman fires his grapple gun around Waylon's arm, the villain pulls him closer, smashing the hero in the side and breaking his ribs. He finds it sweet that Batman is Dick's new adopted parent, and it means that now Dick can watch two of his fathers be smashed into bits. Dick tries to stop Waylon, but he can't, can't, as the villain picks up the unconscious Batman, escaping with him out the window as he tells Dick that he's going to make the boy watch Batman die just like how he watched his parents die. Dick rushes back to the manor, telling the confused Alfred what happened at the school and how he was too weak to stop Croc and how he took Batman. Heading to the Batcave, Dick tells him that Waylon knew who he is and all about his parents, knowing he was going to make him watch Batman die like he did his parents. Dick pieces together that means he's going to the old Haley Circus arena. Alfred tells him this isn't a good idea and thinks they need to call Gordon or even the Justice League since they will send someone with experience, but Dick knows that this is his responsibility since he's Batman's partner and he can't fail him, not like he did his parents. Alfred knows that he doesn't need to do this alone, but Dick thinks that Batman does it alone, so he must as well. Alfred reminds the boy that Batman doesn't work alone and that's why he found Dick, so Dick apologizes, knowing that this is what Robin needs to be. Suiting up, Robin heads to the circus, knowing that he never came back there before, with Bruce even asking if he wanted him to buy it so he could be demolished and wiped from the face of the earth. Dick didn't want that to happen though, since he could feel a little bit of his parents there, and if it got taken down, that part would be lost forever. Heading inside, he feels like this is his home as much as the manor and the cave is. He picks up on Waylon's tracks, beginning to remember him as the Fishman, a freak show attraction at the circus, and it's obvious how he was sad and tormented, but at the time, Dick never saw that, only seeing the happiness his parents gave him. Robin spots Batman in a pool filling with water, racing to untie his partner, but Batman warns him that this is what Croc wants. Batman demands the boy listen to him, knowing that the boy has been good and he's very proud of him, but he doesn't have to do this. Dick refuses to lose Bruce as well, as the hero tells him that Croc is coming and he won't be able to help him this time. Dick tries to pick the locks on Batman's chains, but he drops the lockpicks into the water as Croc arrives, fighting the boy. Croc grabs his arm, but Robin hits him with his elbow, telling Waylon he's no kid. Croc decides that in that case, he won't hit him like he's one either, smashing the boy in the stomach and knocking the wind out of him. Croc explains that he doesn't want the boy to die just yet since he's got big plans for him, thinking of stringing Batman up to make him fall just like Dick's parents did, but it turns out that he's scared of heights, so he decided to drown Batman instead. Batman tries to get the villain's attention, but he's not interested in him, grabbing Robin and telling the boy that the last thing he'll see is what he saw all those years behind the glass, being cold, wet and alone, while the flying Graysons and everyone else pranced around to applause, while he got fish guts. He begins to drown the boy, wanting him to see what it was like. As Dick is pushed deeper into the murky water, he stops fighting against the darkness and lets it take him. The darkness fades and light takes over as he sees his parents, who tell Robin to open his eyes. Robin does so, seeing in front of him his lockpick. He grabs the device as Waylon pulls him up, knowing Dick doesn't get to die yet and has to watch Batman die first. Dick stabs the villain in the eye with the lockpick, blinding him and giving the hero enough time to grapple up to the roof, remembering Alfred's words about how he will not be Batman and never will be, but he doesn't have to be, and he's got something Bruce never had, and while the darkness can pull him down, the circus taught him that Robins were meant to fly. He kicks Croc in the face, dodging the villain's attacks, and he knocks him out. Robin rushes to help the now underwater Batman, undoing his shackles. Batman regains consciousness, hugging the boy and reassuring him he's okay and that Robin did it, telling him he's a good boy. Sometime later, Dick hosts a D&D game at the manor with his school friends, with Alfred supplying them with some much needed provisions for their quest. Later, as Dick takes to the Gotham roofs, he knows that being afraid of the dark is kid stuff and it's okay to be afraid, and letting the fear in can show you things like who you really are. He meets with the Titans as he finishes his journal entries, reminding himself that he knows he doesn't need to be alone or to have to be in the dark. He can be the light and he can be Robin.